books, books. Look at all these new books, everyone. Seymour, Seymour, come, look at all these new books.
Would you just calm down already?
Just come look at these books.
These are...
Look, look, look.
Have you read the title of any of these?
Well, no, but this is a really good book.
Let me hear what makes this book so good, Carlos.
Well, let's see. It says, perfect for a fall day. This is a perfect fall day.
Keep going.
All right. What better thing to make than a lovely soup? I love soup.
Continue.
Okay. Ingredients. Potatoes, green beans, tomatoes, celery, and carrots. This seems like a fruit soup recipe.
No, Carlos. I think this is vegetable soup.
Ooh, that was fun.
Yes, Carlos, that was fun. Who doesn't love puppets? This is such a fun puppet to make. I was inspired to bring you this program by Adam Krudinger. He is a master puppeteer, and it was his puppet that inspired this program. Let me show you how to make one of these. All you need are a few supplies. Find yourself a paper towel tube and 2 long stick-like items. I have skewers here, but you could use chopsticks, you could use pencils, something long, because you're going to have to insert it inside the tube to be able to operate your puppet. A marker, some scissors, a hot glue gun, and then some kind of fabric to cover your tube. I'm using felt, works fantastic, and I'm going to be kind of creative and see if I can use this dust mitt for hair. Not sure it's going to work. I use simple felt on the celery and the carrot, but you can be creative. Let me show you how to make one of these. It's super, super simple, and it's a lot of fun, and you can soon have your own puppet shows. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to choose purple for my puppet body, and I think I'm going to use maybe a touch of blue, and because I'm challenged to use this mitt, I'm trying to tie these colors together. So let's get started, okay? Take your paper tube and decide how long you'd like for it to be, and just cut it off at the top. So that's about the size I'm going to use. And then just line it up so you know how much fabric it will take to roll across, just like this, you see? Just mark the top. And then I'll have a clean line to cut. And it should be pretty good to about there. I like to get rid of some excess. So now I've got my fabric measured. I'm going to start by drawing a mouth, and that is just a big rectangle. Don't forget to cut this out before you wrap. So if you kind of pinch your tube, and you technically can get a little score mark in there, and then just cut across. Here I kind of cut above the line, not a big deal. I will fix that and just straighten it off. And I'll just go with my mouth a little higher if I have to. Okay, then you need to glue the stick to the outside so you have a place to hold it. It would make most sense to have it directly behind the center of the mouth there. So if you kind of look down, you can see my mouth is here. I'm going to put the glue stick right here behind. The stick with the glue, I should have said. Just hold it there to dry. I am using these long little skewers, but if you didn't have one of those, you could use a pencil, you could use a chopstick, something long and skinny.
Okay, now we're going to roll our puppet in his little fabric or her fabric, haven't decided yet. I like the seam to be in the back, so I will start gluing in the back there. You just put your hot glue along the edge. Just start rolling it up. It's a little bit too much fabric. I don't want it to wrap to the front, so I'm just going to cut another smidge off. Make sure it's nice and tight before I do my final there. Looks to be pretty good to me. Put some glue at the end again. We'll roll it up. Right there's my seam. It covered the whole tube, which is what you want. Kind of have to feel for the mouth now because we have to cut that very important piece so your puppet has motion. So just kind of gently push in over the square. You can see a little bit of an indentation there, I think, hopefully. And take some pointed scissors, and you want to cut only along the top edge of the mouth. There we go. And then you can see there's already a little mouth forming there. Okay, in order to get that mouth to move though, we have to put a stick in to be able to stick the back of the stick to the back of the lower lip on the inside. So we're going to put a little dab here. We're going to stick it in and glue it right to the lower part of this lip. And you kind of go in a little bit of a feel here until you see it. And then I see the top, and then I'm going to stick it. If you can, try not to see the top of the skewer or your pencil or whatever. That way when you move it, you won't see the top of the stick. You'll just see inside his dark mouth. Now his mouth moves just a little bit. Okay, now the fun happens. Now you can be creative. You can either start with the eyes, you can put on hair, you can do arms. So Carlos's arms were just little strips of felt, and it worked out pretty great. Carlos was my carrot. So I'm going to do the same thing. You just have to kind of decide how thick you want it. Now you might maybe want to jazz it up, and you can do pretty much anything you like, but I like to tie the colors in, and I've got this bright blue and I've got this dark purple. I think I might want to see what it would look like if I did a small strip up the arm in this light blue, just so I can tie the colors in. You don't have to do this. It's your puppet. You do whatever you would like. But I kind of want to see before I glue it on there if I really like this idea. I don't really want them that long because the blue stops. So at the very least, I'm just going to make my life easy and just trim off the bottom here. And now I'm going to glue these on. So you put a little bit of glue here, actually, at the top of the piece, and it ends up hanging down from there. So I'm going to do just that. A little bit of glue. And just hold it in place for a moment, let that secure. Try not to burn yourself. You need to put his hair back on before I put his eyes, because I don't want to put his eyes too high up that we might not see them with this very committed hairstyle that he is going to sport. Already I'm calling it a he. I guess he's going to be a boy. All right. So it's going to look something like this. My celery, I did an eye where I put the white down, and then I did like a colored eyelid and then 2 ovals for the black part of his eye. But Carlos, I went much simpler and just did a white with black. And I think because he has such a committed hairstyle, I'm going to do a simpler eye. So I'm going to cut out circle. Maybe more of an oval. I don't think I want a circle. I think I more want an oval. And I'm risking it and cutting it 2 of them together so I have hopefully a mirror image. Okay, I kind of like it, but I'm not going to glue it yet, because for me, you have to wait to see the black part of the eye, because that's when the character to me comes to life. I think I'm going to go with that. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to actually do the piece separate. Even use Google eyes if you didn't want to go through this headache, if you had any Google eyes. You could make a puppet that his hair hung down so low you don't even see the eyes. Right, I'm going to get my placement and I'm going to glue his eyes down. Okay, let's see what he looks like preliminarily. Okay, his mouth's working great. I gotta fix his hair. Gotta be able to have it come down and see a little bit. So this is a challenge because I've got all this extra fabric and I'd rather people not know that this was a dust mitt, rather just puppet hair. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue along the top of his head here, along this edge, just to hold it in place where I would like it. Some right there on the mitt until I find the location that I like. I kind of like that. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to hide up this here. I'm going to glue like I have tried in the past. And there you have it.
Okay, Marley, Seymour taught me to watch out for cookbooks, but this will be okay because it's a baking book. Look at this delicious looking recipe. Yum. What better way to top off any celebration than with a moist, delectable cake?
Ooh, I like cake.